What is up, guys, and welcome back to my page. I'm Steve here, and we're going over everything Turo and how to get your fleet running as seamlessly as possible. If you guys are new to the channel, then make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you get more content like this every time it comes out. So without further ado, let's get into it. So a common question that always comes up, and it's across the board, doesn't matter what market you're in, it's which car works the best for Turo? And simple answer, there isn't one in particular car that works best. Turo does have its list of top performing cars, and that's listed on their website, and that's just across the board, period. That's just on their platform, what works the best, and it's broken down into sports cars, luxury, SUVs, economic cars. I mean, it's just, they break it all down for basically what moves the best on their platforms. Now they're getting a lot of the feedback from the metro areas, the real densely populated areas. So that doesn't always work for you if you're on the outskirts. You know, you're not close to airports. You're not in the rush of everything. The only thing I can really tell you is find out what works for you, what you can afford if it gets taken off the platform, because let's face it, there are issues that do pop up where Turo can pull you off the platform. You know, this could be a safety recall. This could be your car got in an accident and now you're still having to pay for it. That's if you're financing it. If it's cash car, then, you know, it's a different story. So you're not worried as much about that monthly payment. But if it is financed, are you able to front the bill while it's out, not making you money? The biggest thing is make sure you know your market. Figure it out. Go in there. Search what other people are renting out. You want to see, obviously, if you're looking for exotics, what kind of cars are in there, or more higher end luxury, what cars are on the platform, what they're going for, how often they're renting out. And if you're trying to stand out with something new, see if that other car's on there. Yes, if you are doing something that's completely different, it is a little bit of a risk, but that's the whole point of Turo, which is peer-to-peer and get a different experience. You just have to know your limits of what you're able to take on financially. And like I said, if it doesn't rent, how long are you able to maintain these bills? The other thing to look into is what's your market as far as what's around? Are you in Southern California where you're, driving up PCH and you want the top down in a Mustang? Or are you in Colorado and you need a, Toyota 4Runner, something that's got four-wheel drive? Which even in Colorado, let's just say we are up there looking at cars in Denver. In the winter, you're going to want something four-wheel drive. In the summer, you're going to want something nicer, right? Something you can have the top down. There's so many different aspects and avenues of which way your car should go, or which way your purchase for your car, for your fleet should go. Are you trying to target the market of the people that are taking it out for the weekends? They're trying to go out on a date or a weekend away. So now they just want this, fancy luxury car just to get out and just go have a good time. Or are you trying to market the commuters, the ones that their cars are down for the week, for the month, for whatever period of time, because it's in the shop. So now they just need something to get around. Or are you just trying to market the economy class that's flying in? They just need something for business, just for the week to, get to point A to point B and just be done with it. Bottom line, figure out which market you're trying to go for. And I'll tell you straight up, nothing cut and dry as far as, I can go buy a Jeep Wrangler and this is going to be good, whether it's in Washington or Idaho or, Tennessee. You just don't know. You have to research and figure out your market. Dig into it. Figure out what other hosts are renting out. Check their comments. See what their comments are about. Were they excited about, the experience? Was the comment solely based on the host themselves and not the car? And then on top of that, what is the host offering? Is there any kind of incentive for you to come, rent from me versus the other guy? If we got the same cars on there, is he just saying, hey, this is the greatest car. If you want to get up to the Grand Canyon from Phoenix, this is the car for you. They're selling the customer on, we got this minivan, which seats, 8 people. You guys are going to be as comfortable as can be driving up to the Grand Canyon so you can enjoy all the sights, this and that. Or are you trying to go after the one that says, hey, you're going up to Scottsdale from Phoenix and basically you just want to show off. Here's our R8, here's our 911, here's our i8. Just figure out which market you want to go for. Now, the people that are going up and they are commuting up to the Grand Canyon, it doesn't have to be just that minivan. Same thing with Scottsdale. It doesn't have to be just those fancy cars. but just figure out who it is that you want to try and reach out to, right? Who is going to be your market? See what everybody else in your market is doing. Find out what's working for them. If you need to, reach out to them. I know there's a ton of hosts that are down to broaden their horizon as far as their fleet, and same thing with yours. And if you guys can, commingle together and shoot, now you got even more cars that between the two of you guys are interacting and able to just bring in that much more clientele between the two of you guys, that's even better. Bottom line, you need to interact with the platform. You need to figure out what's working in your area, what other hosts are doing with their cars. Because let's face it, no matter what, I could have a car here in South Phoenix and I could have a car in Scottsdale, and it be the same exact car. It's going to do completely different things, and that's just within a 30-mile stretch. So just really hone in on what clientele you're getting into, which market you want to reach, and just set those standards. Set those standards with your customers, set them with yourself, and your own personal brand that you're starting with your fleet. Make sure that whatever those standards are, it is something that's obtainable for you, something that you can maintain when things get bad, or can maintain when things are just, you're in springtime and here you go, everything is just phenomenal. At that time where you're kind of brushing it off and saying, oh, forget this, I'm going to go bigger, badder, more cars? Or are you going to maintain exactly where you're at and say, hey, I can expand on this and really give the good customer support that I was originally wanting? Once you really get everything dialed in as far as what your brand is, what you were looking for, get it to where this is basically just running on autopilot. And now if you do want to reach into other avenues, you want to go into this higher luxury class, or you want to go into the more commuter class where you can just buy cash cars, then you can dabble in those different areas. But for right now, just hone in on exactly what it is that you're looking for. What is it that you would be looking for as a guest? What would you be looking for on the platform yourself? So hone in completely on what you would want, what you would expect from a host yourself. Once you nail this down, the possibilities are endless, because now you can get this 100% autopilot, and then you say, hey, you know what? I wonder if it would be good, if I got into this higher luxury class. What would I be looking for? What would I be expecting out of a host if I'm trying to get, this higher end class? If I'm dropping a couple $100 a day on a car, what is it that I want to know? Like, what is it that I want? What experience do I want? So figure out where it is that you want to be and just hone in on that specific niche, that specific clientele that you're looking at, and just master that one. Once you are able to expand, now you can go into other revenues. But for now, just kind of play with it. Get in there, do your research, figure out what's working in your market, figure out what's not. You'll notice, you'll see like, oh, this BMW i8, that thing's doing really great, or this Nissan Sentra is doing really great. Or you see this Nissan Sentra and you're like, okay, that one does pretty good. It's out on the road a lot more than the i8, which is probably a good thing. Do you really want your BMW out there as much as, your lower end cars? Just really do the research with your market and figure out what's working, what's not, what cars are moving, which cars are kind of staying stagnant. And also pay attention to the hosts. Find out if other hosts are basically just trying to supplement an income or supplement a car payment, or if they're actually just all in and they're trying to get cash flow out of it, right? Because you obviously want to compare apples to apples. You're not trying to, if you got a fleet of like 30 cars and you got, Joe Blow over here that's got one car and 3 trips, you kind of need to make sure you guys are on the same ballpark. So really just get on that app, figure out what's working for others, how you can benefit off of that, how you can learn off of others, figure out what their options are. Maybe they're offering something even better on there as far as unlimited miles for X amount of rentals, or maybe they're offering discounts for rebooking. Just go through and see what they're actually offering on their own profile. You can learn a lot off of somebody else's profile. How are they taking pictures of their cars? What are they listing under? What are they accommodating to? So once you do all this, like I said, you can figure out what works for them, and then once again hone in on what is it you're trying to offer. What is it that makes you stand out? How can I be better than everybody else that's out there without just dropping the price and just screwing everybody's daily rates up? Learn off of everybody else and find out what you can do to stand out above the rest. Whether it's better pictures, better customer service. Just figure out what you can do. Zero in on your market and just dominate it, right? Just do what you got to do. focus, and don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't worry about what they're doing in, Florida, that they have all these freaking exotic cars, and you're wanting to do the same thing and wondering, how do I make it work over here? That may not be the market. Figure out your market and stick with that. Hope that was of some value to you guys. If you guys like what you saw, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and click that little notification bell as well. Trying to get all this information out to you guys, just make it work as seamlessly as possible for you guys so you don't make the same mistakes we did. So with that, I hope some of this was of some value to you guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It'll do me a huge kindness, so that way I can get more content out to you guys, so that way you guys can start off and be ahead of the pack when it comes to your Turo fleet. Who knows, maybe you guys end up passing me up. Or if you have already passed me up, then power to you. Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know what works for you guys. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.